Hello everyone, my name is Mukesh. So today I'm going to discuss a very powerful concept in Python, that is generators. So here we will learn what is the generator, why we have to use this concept, and what would be the advantage if we use this generator concept in Python. So as usual, let's get started with our technical things first. After that, we'll come to the generator definitions. So first, let me write one function. Let me say I need to calculate square numbers. Okay, and here I need to pass here. Let me pass some number here. This is my function. Now I need to what I need to do for num in nums. Now here I need to do num into num, but before that let me take one variable result equals to one empty list. There I'll store the outcome of this calculation. So here what I'll do, result dot append, and inside that I'll append the outcome of this one, and after that I will return what I'll do, return result. Let me do, yeah. So now what I have to do, first of all I need to provide here some arguments. Let me generate some argument. Let me say input data equals to range function. I'll use 1,5. After that print, here I'll do this my method square numbers, and here I have to pass the argument. Yeah, now let's run the program. We'll see the outcome. So here we can see the output is 1496, but here just for a better understanding we can see within a shot we can see the entire list. So here what I did just print statement, the my method name with the list of parameters argument I passed, and I can see the entire list here. But sometimes if you are working in an application, there you need to fetch the details from the backend side, or you are working on some database and there you need to fetch the records and you need to hold in our system. So if suppose length of the entire data is 1 billion 2 billion, in that scenario we need a large amount of memory. In that scenario this is not a good approach. Again I need to report, again let me repeat, if you are working in an application, there you need to fetch a huge amount of data and you need to hold it in a variable. So in that scenario it is not a best practice to follow these old approaches, because in that scenario we need a huge amount of memory. That is impossible. So to overcome such problems or such situations, there is a one concept that is called generators. So basically generators are used to create iterators, but these use a different approach for creating the iterators. And generators are simple functions which return an iterable set of items one at a time. Now let me comment down this code and let me write again. So where I have to do same function, let me use square numbers. I'll take the argument nums. Here what I'll do, I don't want this result variable. Let me do for num in nums. Here what I do, just I need to use one keyword that is called yield, and here I need to do num into num. That's it. So this is when we are using yield keyword, so this says like we are following the generator approach. Now let me make this variable input data uncommented, so we can pass here. Now let me say make out equals to square numbers, and here I pass input data. Now let me print next of make out. Let's try to run. Okay, so basically what will happen this here, yeah, let me try to run here. So see, here we are getting this generator object. So generator object is generated by the yield keyword. So when we are using the yield keyword, we are allowing to use concept of generators. So this concept is giving us a generator object. Okay, here what we can do, for example, we can do our next here. Let me try to run it once again. So see, first number we got first one, first time. Second time, let me make one other print statement. Second time we got two numbers. So are you see the beauty of these generators? So basically what is happening, at a time we are getting only one number at a time. So from the list we are getting only one number at a time. Let me repeat this print statement. Sorry. Yeah, let me run it again. Okay, let me try once more. See, now we are getting stop iteration error, because when we are iterating through the generator objects which we got earlier, so when we are iterating, so print statement doesn't know where we have to stop. But instead of this, if we are using the for keyword, for statement, we can use for I in make out and just say print I. Let me run it once again. Yeah, so we are getting 14916 with the help of, so we can use for statement also with this generator concept. Now instead of, guys, just to be more practical and more accurate the code, so here you can see I wrote some result for loop, then appending that one. Instead of that, directly we can write list comprehension, if you are aware. So we can write list comprehension like for I in, I can say what was the input data, yeah, for I in input data, yes, and we need to multiply. So here I can say I into I, and let me say my list equals to. So this one line number 29, this entire line says about the all the 2 to 6 line, 2 to 5th, 1 2 3 4 line, whatever we wrote before compromises or I reduce the code within a single line. Here my list. So if let me print, or I can say print my list. Let me comment down this earlier code. Also this one. Yes, so let me run it once again. Yeah, so here you can see 14916 entire we are getting here. So guys, this is a normal list comprehension, but just to make it as a generator, what we have to do, instead of this one, we can do this open and close parenthesis. If we will try again, see, print my list I into I for I into input data. Yeah, So this is the complete list comprehension using the list comprehension method. Now what we can do, let me give a next example for you, for yours better understanding. Let's generate one Fibonacci series. Let me write one method, def generate Fibonacci series. Here what I'll do, let me take two variables. If you are aware about the concept of Fibonacci series, so we first and two numbers, so like what will happen, 0 1, then 2 2 1 3 3 2 5 5 3 8. So it will generate the sequence like this one. So just to make that happen, we have to take two variables, first a comma b, and I need to assign with two values, 0 comma 1. So a is assigned with 0, b is assigned with 1. Now let me take one while condition. Let me say it's true. Here what I need to do, let me take yield keyword and a. So here yield keyword, what it will do, it will remain or it will memorize the last state of this variable. What was the value? It will keep on memorizing. Now let me say a comma b equals to, in that scenario what will happen, once within a one loop, what will happen, the a value would become 1 and b value would become a plus b. Let me repeat once again. So here a comma b, we need to assign the values. So in the first iteration, what will happen, the a value would be b and b value would be a plus b, right? Now let me iterate through this one. Let me say for item in generate Fibonacci series, and let me say if item greater than 15, that time it should break. Then print item. Let's try to run. So here we can see 0 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 5 8 and 13, and if you will see 13 plus 8, it is more than 15, so it's break here. So guys, using the yield keyword, we can following the approach for making the generators. So this is very powerful concept. Trust me guys, it's a very powerful, very powerful and important features when you are working on the real-time projects. So there you are getting a ample amount of records from the database or somewhere. Then you need not to get all the list of records within a single iteration. You have to hold somewhere, so you can't get a more burden on the memory. Thank you so much guys. This is more about this generator concept. Thank you so much.